Greetings, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. Recently, the President of Iran conducted a conference during which the authenticity of the Holocaust was discussed and questioned. And approximately at the same time, British Holocaust denier David Irvin was released from prison in Austria. He had been convicted for a 3.5-year sentence for having denied the Holocaust 17 years ago while in Austria, and he had also denied the Reichskristallnacht in 1938, having been conducted by the Nazis. The Court of Appeals judge decided that the sentence was excessive and that Irvin had been in prison far too long, but nevertheless, when he was released, the immigration department stepped in and placed him under detention for the purpose of deporting him. Now, before I go on, let me just say that the fact that the Holocaust occurred cannot be denied historically. The Nazis did commit incredible atrocities, killing millions of Jews and other minorities, including Catholics, Protestants, Jehovah's Witnesses, other religious minorities, and other ones. And millions of them were killed as well. In addition, the Nazis were responsible without any doubt for the Reichskristallnacht atrocities in 1938. And they were also responsible for other terrible crimes they committed. For instance, right now a new movie was released about Sophie Scholl and her brother and also some other students who were studying in Munich. And they were setting out leaflets to their co-students, making them aware of the atrocities committed by the Nazis. And then they were executed after a quote-unquote trial was held by this infamous and notorious Judge Freisler, and then they were executed just prior to the arrival of the Allies. Now, Freisler himself was later killed when the Allies dropped a bomb on the courthouse where he was presiding, but many feel that his death came too quick and that he never had to give account for the atrocities he committed. And then there were others who were killed, for instance like Bonhoeffer, a Protestant minister who stood up against the Nazis, and he was arrested and placed in a concentration camp and later killed. And he was the one who made the famous statement that when they came for the social workers and the social democrats and the communists and the Catholics, he didn't stand up because he wasn't one of them. But then when they came for the Protestants, nobody was there anymore to stand up. So why should we actually be concerned about whether or not to criminalize those who hold the position and the opinion that the Holocaust didn't take place, however stupid that opinion might be? There are 11 countries in Europe which criminalize those opinions. Now, from an American standpoint, looking at the American Constitution, the answer is a no-brainer. Something like that would simply not be permitted in this country, because it is a constitutional right, a constitutional freedom of opinion, even if the opinion is wrong. Now, European countries might have constitutional liberties as well, but they obviously found a way to circumvent those liberties when it comes to unpleasant or undesired opinions. Now again, the Holocaust is one thing, but what about other opinions which might very well also in the future become criminalized? Opinions like the Spanish Inquisition didn't take place. Now, there are movements right now within the Catholic Church where historians are trying to rewrite history, saying that the Spanish Inquisition either didn't take place at all or it didn't take place in the way which we all know it took place. And what if one of those days a law is enacted saying if you say that the Spanish Inquisition took place, you are going to be a criminal and you are going to be prosecuted? Now, let's not laugh at that idea and let's not think it's too far-fetched, because stranger things have happened. That's why we are to be aware of the beginnings. Every time a personal liberty or freedom is taken away, it is like an avalanche, becoming bigger and bigger until all personal freedoms and liberties are taken away. Nazi Germany is a good example how the Nazis did away with every opinion they didn't like to be held. The Bible tells you, my friends, that these things are going to happen in Europe and that they are going to affect us here in the United States as well in due time. And you need to know what is prophesied. So please read our free booklet, Europe in Prophecy. And if after you have read that and you want to learn more, Also read our free booklet on the Great Tribulation and the Day of the Lord. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be with you shortly. This is Norbert for the Standing Watch program.